Now, the bridle in a horse, the rudder on a ship, the steering wheel of a car, these are things that are being compared to the human tongue, the words that you speak. Listen to me very carefully. The words that you speak are going to steer your car, which is you, your life. The words that you speak are going to steer or establish the course of your life. Now, I want you to notice what he says here. In verse 5, he says, the tongue is a little member, boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles. Well, just recently, we had all the forest fires out on the West Coast. And those forest fires didn't start as forest fires. Oftentimes, matter of fact, I think one of them was started as a prank. Was started by teenagers. Just out messing around. Just thought it'd be fun. Start a little fire. Got out of hand. Forest fires can be started with people improperly handling a campfire. Depending on the conditions, throwing a cigarette out the window of a car, throwing a match, throwing something like that. And what happens is, if you'll think about this, especially in the day that James was writing this, that if there was a fire that started, it would have been very difficult for them to go back and find what started that fire. If somebody was just careless at a campfire and a whole forest fire raged, it might be difficult. Now, with forensic science and stuff today, it's easier for us to do it. We can't find out all the time, but it is easier for us to find out the cause of forest fires. But in this day, it would have been a lot harder. And so what happens is there are things that happen in your life on down the road, and you wonder, why in the world is this going on? And it's because of words that you have spoken in the past that you've forgotten all about. One of the things that happens is because there is not instant response or instant results, we sometimes think it's not working. We say something bad or negative and we don't see the direct result of it, and we think, okay, it's not that big a deal. And then we say something positive and we don't see the direct result, and we think, well, this stuff doesn't work. My brother and sister, it works all the time, every time. But it's like seed that goes into a ground. You don't see the result immediately. It takes time for it to happen. And oftentimes, that's what happens on the negative side of this, is words have been spoken, you have forgotten all about it, and this crop is now coming into your life, and you're trying to figure out what in the world is going on. It's very important for you to guard your tongue. Guard the words that you say. There's a lot going on right now in the world. There's a lot going on in this country. There's a lot going on in this country where health is concerned. There's a lot going on politically in this country right now. You have to be careful what it is that you say. Guard your mouth, recognizing the fact that your tongue, your mouth, your words are going to steer your life, are going to put you on a particular course in your life. Verse 6, and the tongue is a fire. Now you understand that a fire can be good or a fire can be bad. Now he's talking about the bad side of it here. The tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. The tongue is so set among our members that it defiles the whole body. Your tongue, remember Jesus said it this way. He said, remember, and it's over in Mark chapter 7, he said that what goes into a man doesn't defile the man. They were talking about things that you eat, defiling a person. Jesus said, it's not what goes into a man that defiles a man. It's what comes out of a man that defiles a man. And then he goes on to say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So he was saying, it's not what you eat that defiles you, it's the words that come out of your mouth that defile you. So that's what James is bearing out here also. It's a world of iniquity. The tongue also said among our members that it defiles the whole body, and sets on fire the course of nature in our life. And it is set on fire by hell. So what he's saying is, if you're not guarding what it is that you're saying, if you're not paying attention, have y'all ever been around somebody that speaks before they think? Yep. There's a lot of those people out there. Well, I mean, and I've heard people actually brag to me that, well, Pastor, I tell you this, you don't have to wonder what I'm thinking. If I'm thinking it, you're going to hear it. And they say that like that is that I'm supposed to commend them. That's not a good characteristic. Just saying whatever it is that comes to your mind is not good. You need to guard that. There are many times that things come to your mind that you need to keep them to yourself. Because have y'all ever noticed that once those words come out of your mouth, there's no getting them back? Now there's a whole other teaching on this, that words are eternal. Words that you speak are eternal. They don't go away. So when you say something, make sure that it's guarded. If you're not guarding it, if you're not checking it, then what happens is that tongue is defiling your whole body, and what's happening is your flesh nature is controlling your mouth. Well, that just gets us in a vicious cycle. If you're letting stuff come out of your mouth because of your circumstances and because of the way that things are going, so you're influenced by negative things, and then you're giving voice to it, you're just reinforcing it, and you're sowing seed out there that's going to cause it to continue coming in. So be aware of that. So it is set on by hell itself. For every kind of beast and bird, reptile, creature of the sea is tamed, and it has been tamed by mankind. But no man can tame the tongue. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. With it we bless our God and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceed blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not be. You shouldn't be blessing, praising God one day and then gossiping and blasting other people the next sentence. And then he uses this example in verse 10. Out of the mouth, the same mouth proceeds blessing, cursing. My brethren, these things ought not be so. Verse 11, does a spring send forth fresh water and bitter from the same opening? Can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olives, or grape vine bear figs? Thus no spring yields both salt water and fresh water. Your words that come out of your mouth reveal your nature. We shouldn't be blessing God in one moment and then cursing somebody the next. That's a person that doesn't have control over their tongue. Now I want you to also notice, and it seems like, well, my goodness, what's the point? It talks about here in verse 7, for every kind of beast and bird, or reptile, or creature of the sea is tamed and has been tamed, but no man can tame the tongue. It is an unruly evil full of deadly poison. That is correct. No man can tame the tongue. However, your spirit can.